Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing GTE League, season number 7, round number 3, here at Interlagos in Brazil. My name is King-Kodiak and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box, I'm always happy to say, my faithful companion for the series, it is the one, the only, the godly, the hairy, StevieSQ.
Hello everybody, welcome to round 3 of this brilliant little championship that we run here on AOR. We are the fantastic Interlagos, or Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, as those would like to correctly announce it. It is early in the morn, it is 8:20 in sim time. The AMs are out for their qualifying now, as Kevin Van Eyck gets all kinds of crossed up at turn 4. But yeah, I can't wait.
It's such a great track, isn't it? Everybody loves Interlagos. It has always been one of these tracks that has created amazing, amazing moments. So, yep, our AMs are out, as you can see. The Pro-Ams will follow, and the Pros will round the session off, I believe.
All the way around.
Oh, damn it. The Pros come out before the Pro-Ams. Oops, and that's a folder that's appeared in the wrong place. Apologies there. So, yep, it is the staggered qualifying session as we've been trialling this season. And as you can see, the AMs are showing us what they have got. So let's see who is out there. Nick Domino with a change of car for PCDC Motorsports. He's gone with a Beamer this time. I thought he was going Porsche. I thought he was...
Well, he was in the Porsche for most of last season, then he changed to the Ferrari, and then he started in the Ferrari, and then he changed to the BMW.
Mm-hmm. Sit still.
So, yes, he's playing musical chairs. And what he's doing by doing that is not winning a championship.
He is not scoring anything.
Yes.
So, Merlin Cooper for VC Racing, not V3, VC Racing in the Porsche. We have Joe Myers, who's returned to this series. We saw him briefly last season and returns to us this time around for PTDC Motorsports Yellow in the BMW. Boy Williamson in the Ford for Hard Base Motor Racing. That's a new team name. I don't recognise that one. Steve Norman for Visceral Racing Bravo. He is in the Ferrari, right in the middle of the shot. Daniel Lidholtz for LM Connection in the... Now that was kind of the Acme Racing colour scheme, wasn't it, in the Porsche? There's broadly the same colours on that Porsche, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
As Jürgen Kleiber is the first one to get a time lap on the board of a 1:29.0 as he's just beating a Porsche out of the pits for Frederick Hecker Racing in the BMW. Who else have we not talked about yet? Let's have a look. Anthony Washington for Visceral Racing Bravo in the Porsche. That's a strange looking Porsche. That's a Ferrari. Chris Yardley for the Privateer Ford. Car number 393. Karen Van Eyck, who was doing a bit of lawn mowing earlier. Oh no! I'm doing so again. I've commentated, cursed him. That's a very interesting line, Mr. Van Eyck. In the Lion Racing Team 318 Porsche, Richard Fletcher. I went to click on your name and you just bunged it on pole with a 28.7. The Privateer entrant Ferrari.
I will say, just to point out, Stephen Norman and Anthony Washington, both driving for Visceral Racing, were driving around together. So I think one was trying to help the other with slipstream. And that was working great until Stephen made a mistake at the final corner and Anthony had to watch out and take avoiding action. So that's kind of ruined both of their laps.
No.
Yeah, with this staggered session, each group only gets 8 minutes to get a time out on the board. So that's really put the pressure on Stephen Norman now.
It's long enough, but not by much, to sort that out. We have got Ben Hitchcock for Visceral Racing Alpha in the 366 Ferrari. We have also got Craig Parsons in the PCTC Motorsport Porsche. Just went across the line, just starting his lap, I think. I believe that's over. Oh, Victor Matios as well, for the LM Connection Porsche. Jamie Smith, the AM champion. He didn't have such a hot week last week, but we'll see what he is capable of in the 345 privateer BMW. I think that's all of the AMs at the moment. And we'll go through our respective other classes as and when they come out. So
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Go on.
Nathan Parkinson just disconnected from the session.
Did he now?
For the third week in a row, and he's in qualifying. So hopefully he can get back in. He's got a few minutes to get back in before his group starts, but we've seen this the past couple of times now with Nathan, unfortunately. He's been running well, and his internet has booted him out. So hopefully he can get back in.
He was doing so well, wasn't he, last week, and then off he went. So, an unfortunate circumstance. And this track, because it's not a particularly long track, we're going to see some very, very close times. Now, we always see very close times. Let me put it in perspective. Now, granted, the preceding practice session is not always a brilliantly clear indication of who's going to be where in the pecking order, but of the top 25 drivers, now bear in mind there is, I think I counted 43 drivers out there at the moment, but of the top 25, and the only reason I stopped at 25 is because that's as far as I got before the session changed, how many, Stevie, would you say had a more than a tenth of a second gap between each car? Put a number.
Oh God, 14.
3.
Oh wow.
Only 3 cars had a tenth or more gap in between each one, and everyone else was within a tenth. That was unbelievable.
Wow. It just goes to show once again the super competitiveness of this group of drivers. I mean, looking at these AMs putting on the show, I see 1, 2, 2 in the top 13 cars have got more than a tenth of a second. Joe Myers is 1,000th of a second behind Chris Yardley at the minute.
Nicely done. The 354 BMW. So I've completely lost track. How long have we got left of the AMs?
You do this, and it's all backwards. I get confused just because it's backwards through the way iRacing shows it to me, the way I do it this way. Basically, at the start of the 8th minute start of the 9th minute, the AMs qualifying is over.
Yeah.
So they have less than a minute now to start a lap. If they start the lap, they can finish it. But at this point as well, the pros will start queuing at the end of the pit lane.
I'm gonna. Oops! And that's Joe Myers completely dropping the BMW. Richard Fletcher still the poleman in the class. I'm just going to reload my interface because I just noticed one of the names for me was blank. So I'm just going to restart that.
Okay. Just as you're doing that, see if anyone's finishing any laps.
I'm looking.
Logan Cliver looks like he's coming towards the line. He got closer, didn't quite overturn Richard Fletcher though. He's now less than 2/10 off the top spot, and he can finish this lap if he's got the fuel to do it. But he's giving it up.
He's part that one. Right, yes, it was Daniel Lindholt. That was the name that was missing for my in my. That only really happens if they join after me, I think, or after I've started the overlay. So that can cause problems. That has been resolved. Never mind about that. We are looking at Craig Parsons for PCTC Motorsports. He's the only out there, and the pros are now coming out. So let's have a look at the pro representation for this evening. Mr. Drexler, 189 Huber Racing Esports Ferrari. Much to be expected of him. New entrant, Jeremy Lolu. I apologise wholeheartedly if I'm getting that wrong, but welcome to you. For N-Race Esports, the 194 BMW. Ivor Costa in the Black Eagle Racing. He was briefly leading, I seem to recall, last week.
I don't think he got into the lead, but he was
up there, wasn't he?
He's been running up there with them for both the previous two races. Tends to lose a little bit towards the end of the races. I know in the first round he said it was tyres. which is not surprising considering he's in a Ferrari. But yeah, not quite on race winning pace, but not far off. I would not be surprised at all to see him get podiums, maybe even a race win this season.
Ross Woodford in the 178 Conrad Tepper Alliance Ford, that Pennzoil liveried monster. Jared Caroni. Oh, the mighty Caroni, who has shown up in force, I think it's fair to say, this season, in the 113, or certainly did in the first race, in the Satellite Racing 113 Ferrari. Ina Marinsky, the Maella HCR Scuderia 184 BMW, just crossing the line himself. Claudio Klima, one of the Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing Porsches, number 1110. Another new entrant to this league for Glacier Racing, 197 Ferrari of Matti Spila. Now we've seen Glacier Racing in this league before, I seem to recall.
Yes. Do you want to know who it was?
It's one of our big guns, wasn't it?
It was Valtteri Landa.
Oh yes. He was joined by someone, but Valtteri was certainly the top scorer of the Glacier squad.
Yep. I think he had a teammate in the Formula 3 or 3.5 league. I don't think he had one here.
Okay.
But I know I'm pretty sure he raced under Glacier Racing.
Yes, yeah. He did. Yeah, pretty sure he did. Mr. Scapers 196 V3 Racing Ford. That glorious livery on there. Robin DeVille, that's a Pro-Am, never mind that. Nathan Parkinson, who's once again been befallen by internet problems, as Stevie mentioned, in the 155 Alpine Stars Geodesica Ferrari, has thankfully come back to us. So we'll see how our pros do. I've still got Pro-Am in my head. Who should we follow? Mr. Drexler is about to cross the line, so let's follow him for a lap of this glorious circuit. As he crosses the line, jumps up to pole with a 128.437. Ivor Costas just dethroned him. Down through the centre S's, turns 1, 2. Now the cover of the side, whoops, gets a bit fidgety on the exit of turn 2, coming through turn 3. As Marinsky and then Spieler and then Caroni all take the respective pole times at the top, with now 127.4 being the top spot. Turn 4 for Mr. Drexler, and then through 5 through the Descida del Lago. Now coming up the hill through Ferradura, turn 6. Can't pronounce turn 7, so I'm not going to attempt to. You can just hear how the tyres are just really squealing as you're coming over the crest. They're quite unloaded, so now coming down the hill through Penrino, turn 9. You don't get too much problems on the downhill section. It's uphill coming over the crest where the tyres don't like it. Now the Bica de Pato, which is turn 10, over to the right hand side, swings through Mugello. That sounds flat through there. Well, certainly in qualifying trim. All of the rumble strip on the outside through Junshao of turn 12, and then flat out all the way through, well, back down to turn 1 again. We'll see what the Huber Racing Esports veteran can get on the board. Over the pit lane entry, which is going to confuse certainly me, because that always catches me out. And what does Mike get on the board? It's invalid. Oh dear. So struggling a little bit, but it's got time to do something about it.
Yep. Worth pointing out as well, he's Richard Fletcher and Paul for Pro-Am's not going to feel too bad about his time. He's only 2/10 off Michael. And there's 2 classes different, so it's going to be really interesting if there's not much of an improvement from Michael. He's going to be way down, I suspect. Oh, the AMs are way quicker than the grid's way closer than we think. I say that. Nathan Parkinson currently behind 3 of the AM drivers. He's in 10th place. And he's in the pit lane. Oh, so I wonder if he's going to go back out. He's got time to get back out. He's got until the end of the 16th minute. So he's got a little bit left, but not too much. He's going to want to get out there sooner rather than later.
A few of the pros gone back to the pits. Woodford and Spieler are back in there. Costa's gone in, is now come back out again. And what had just happened to Claudio Klima?
He went back to the pit lane.
Oh, okay.
Just as an update as well, whilst some of these guys are going back out, worth pointing out, like I said, it's an early morning in sim time. At the minute, it's 8:30 in the morning, and the temperature is getting hotter, which is something these guys are going to have to consider and deal with. At the minute, the track temp is 29 degrees at 8:30. My God!
Wow.
Yeah, 29 degrees track temp, 26 degrees air temp. So it's and pretty gusty winds as well, 18 kilometers an hour. So that's something they're going to have to deal with as well.
Now, we were talking about how close the drivers are. Jerry Caroni decides to prove all of us wrong and give himself a 3/10 gap to Claudio Klein.
Yes, and worth pointing out that one of the big guns in this, two of the big pro group are not here today. That is Chris Holstein and Dominic Gaylemere from Combat Gaming. Also, Mr. Dan Sasulski has a pit lane start for a misdemeanor at Watkins Glen, so he will not be taking part in this qualifying session, and has a huge job to do.
Just a bit, our champion who has been struggling in the early part of his championship defence campaign. I don't think he'll deny that. And Spieler's in the pit again, along with Richard Fletcher. So he should be. He's in the AM class. And Speedo has called it a day. Interesting. And Caroni's come back in the pits, so he will be doing no more. What about Mike? Where is he? He's currently... Is he last in the... Oh, no, Nathan Parkinson, who isn't back out on track. So Nathan could well is not likely to come out again.
No, the pro-ams are starting to queue now, so those that are not starting... Well, they've got 30 seconds to start a lap. After that, they won't get to start again.
That was a 28.386 from Drexler, and he's gone off the road, so he will start no higher than 9th, and that's only barely 2.5 tenths quicker than Richard Fletcher in the AMs. Oh, I think he's got... Well, then, you look above them, the gaps aren't really that big, so the Pro-Ams could really mix it in with the pros.
Yeah, it's something that's going to... Like I said, with the track temp, these are going to be subtle changes. Every time the clouds come out, it's going to change the track. But it affects the group, not just 1 or 2 cars. So it could give us a slightly mixed up grid, but it's the same for everyone that you're actually racing. Ross Woodford, go on.
As they outcome the Pro-Ams, go on, Ross Woodford.
Ivor Costa's about to finish the lap, and as Ross Woodford is about to... Ivor Costa jumps up to 3rd place. That was a good improvement from him. Ross Woodford coming up towards the final bit of the lap. Across the line. Does he improve? No, he does. Takes 3rd place back from Ivor Costa by 49 thousandths of a second.
Oh, huge Casamine gap.
Yes.
We've got... Is it me? We've got a lot of Pro-Ams.
Pro-Ams is by far the biggest group.
Let's have a look at who we've got. Christopher Pfeffer, who's lagging like a crazy man in the 263 VSR Alpha Ferrari. Scott McCracken in the... They've rearranged their order of their team name words.
They do. It's very confusing.
Mayena Haitios Scuderia 208 Ferrari. Callum McFall in the Privateer 205 Ferrari. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to get this out there. I apologise wholeheartedly if I say Callum McPhail. That's because that's what it looks very close to as on our app vote, which I primarily look at. I wholeheartedly apologise if I say that. I'm not meaning to. The Daniel Pays 219 at Team Bushwing Racing Porsche. Ronnie Gibbons in the Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing 228 BMW. Andrew Langham Service in the 214 Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing BMW. Duncan Eaglin in the V3 Racing 202 Ford. Ranu Luke in the 230 V3 Racing Porsche. Paolo Martins in the Phoenix Motorsports 299 Ferrari, just coming out of the pits into a lot of traffic.
So yeah, he's got to be careful, get out of the way here.
Indeed, he will have to. Sarah Dove in the 200 AOR Hime Ford. Sylvian Moraine in the 286 VEC Sim Racing Porsche. We did see you, didn't we? Morgan Valanes. I think that's how I pronounced it last time. That's what I'm running with.
Sounds right.
That's what I'm running with. Again, apologies if it's incorrect. In the 221 VC Racing Porsche. Flavian Foku in the VEC Sim Racing 291 BMW. Evan Imre in the AOI Yellow 222 BMW. Philippe Gaillard in the VEC Sim Racing Cyan Porsche. Number 267. The Porsche or Ferrari? Oh, it's Ferrari, beg your pardon. There were two VEC Sim Racing cars right next to one another. Robin DeVille hasn't come out, oddly. Has he forgotten?
He has a qualifying ban from something from last season.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Robin was a reserve, got a penalty for something at Canada, if I remember rightly, and never got to race again.
Oh, I see.
So you have to serve it, so he's serving it today.
Marvin Sluman in the 241 Lion Racing Team Porsche, and another new entrant who hasn't left the pit yet. Oh no, there's a few more names. I haven't scrolled down far enough. Christophe Cabanou in the 231 Big Blocks Racing. Got to be careful how I say that. 298 Regis Lemique, also Big Blocks Racing in the Porsche, and Knut Martinson, AOR Yellow Ferrari. Number 220. Lots of people crossing over the line. Let's see where our Pro-Ams are forming. Daniel Page is our current top Pro-Am in 10th position with a 128.469. There's 83 thousandths off the back of Drexler. Then my God.
And less than that between the two cars behind him.
Yeah.
Valentine and Langham Service, between them are less than 83 thousandths off the back of Daniel Page.
My goodness me. So yeah, Valanays, Slangham Service, then Richard Fletcher in 13th for the AM lead. My God, that's well within the top half of the entire field. Then Nicolin. We have finally a gap over a 10th between Fletcher and Nicolin, but they have the remainder of the session to do something about it. Jürgen Kleiber is he's an amp, never mind him. He can't do anything to it in previous time anyway. There's 200ths of a second off the back of Nicolin. And then it's McCracken. I've completely lost track of what position they are in class. Page 1, Vanalays 2, Langham Service 3, Nicolin 4. McCracken will be 5th. No, he is 2nd now. My good grief. Valanays was only 33 thousandths off the back of Page, and McCracken's just split them.
Yes.
And you've also got a nice bit of symmetry going on there. If you see.
It's a perfect split, and my OCD is enjoying looking at it. Yeah, got McCracken 11 thousandths off Daniel Page, and then Valanays 11 thousandths off. Oh no,
22 thousandths.
It's a nice pattern. I like it.
We do enjoy symmetry that is accidental. Unless if they've planned it, then bravo, they're amazing people.
One of those things that they have no control over it, but they have all the control over it.
Absolutely. As we've seen Valanays, nearly trip over Saradov. Manages to get out of the way. Who is out there? Page is still out there. Well, pretty much everybody in the Pro-Ams is out there at the moment. Paolo Martins has just recovered his car along with Evan Imrate. So they are coming back out on track. Who should we have a look at? Ronnie Gibbons, the all or nothing 228 Alpine Stars GTS race. He's blew the category away at Spa and then died last week at Watkins Glen, I think it's fair to say. Oh, what is going to be for him? Where is he currently sitting? He's roughly in the middle, isn't he? Actually towards the tail at the moment.
25th overall, and he's behind quite a few of the Pro-Ams.
11, 12. That's why I was counting. So 12 out of 17.
I love the fact that I start counting and I can hear you go, 1, 2, 3. We were both counting through.
Yep. Unfortunately, the overlay doesn't have a mechanism to give us a position in class. I'm not entirely sure if that's really possible due to the way that the data is fed to the overlay. Yeah, I saw that. What happened to Sarah there?
That's an odd place to have an issue.
Oh, I think she's had a technical problem there because she just didn't steer. That's something else I've just noticed. McCracken, 11 thousandths behind Page. Valanays, 22 thousandths behind him. If you jump down to Kleiber, he's 22 thousandths behind Moraine, and Dove is 11 thousandths behind him.
Love it! Love it!
So symmetry, both directions. Oh, Sarah Dove's having she's having some real technical trouble because
she was. Yes, either that or she is desperately trying to get back out, and that pit lane exit is tighter than it looks. I would suspect in things like downforce cars, like LMP1 cars or Formula 1 cars, that pit exit is flat. It isn't in these. There's a little lifting required for some of these corners through that pit exit. But yeah, Sarah Dove, that's her done. She will not do any better than that. 21st overall at the minute.
I saw Rano Luke's speed go briefly into the minuses. He hadn't done anything wrong. He just jumped over the green bit at turn 1 and then recovered his car back to the pits. He would take no further part. Daniel Page all the way up there in 10th. What an absolutely awesome effort then for the Bushwick Racing 219 Porsche. He's
Nathan Parkinson, 25th.
Ouch. You did say he was going to have that's behind a significant portion of the Pro-Ams and a handful of the AMs.
Yeah, and consider this: the Nathan Parkinson is 25th overall, and his teammate Dan Sasolski will be starting at the very back of the field. Those two drivers won the team's championship last season, so they've got a lot of work to do today. Especially when their biggest rival, Comrade Gaming, aren't here.
Yeah, very, very true. Here's Callum McFall. He has yet to get a time on the board, along with Paolo Martins behind him. And
Callum McFall was very good in practice section.
He's just jumped up a class pole. Nice, up into 10th for Callum McFall. Daniel Page right behind him down the road. What does he able to do? Can Page increase?
Oh, look at that!
No, he does. And he throws Drexler as well. 28-2-1-1. What? By nearly 2/10 as well. In these, in this championship, that's no insignificant gap. That's a stunning effort. I think everyone's done that. Oh no, Canute Martin's still out there. He's down in 31st at the moment. He's pretty much having a quick look, almost last in class. So some time to find for Canute. And bearing in mind, he's only 1.6 off of the pole of the pro pole, and he's 31st. Yeah. So once again, I shouldn't be surprised. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but it always stuns me as to how close this series get, and no improvement for. It was in fact an invalid lap for Canute. He's not going to get round in 40 seconds. It'd be a godlike pole lap if he did. And that is it. That is going to be our grid formed.
I will say, Canute did start this lap, so he can finish it, but he's backed off, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the checker flag's fallen. That's the. I'm pretty sure that's the final few seconds.
Oh, good. Yes,
I think. I think
maybe. It doesn't matter. No one else
was out there anyway. So, Jared Caroni once again taking the top spot. Then it is Klima, Woodford, Costas, Sipola, thank you, Marinsky, Rolu. Again, apologies for tripping over names. Scapers, Page, stunning Pro-Am pole. Drexler, McFall, McCracken, Valanays, Martins, Langham Surface, Pfeffer, Sluman, great AM pole there for Richard Fletcher, Nicolin, Moraine, Kleiber, Dove, Foku, Nick Domino in third, excellent for the Art Master that has done all our artwork again. Gaillard, Parkinson, Gibbons, Matios, Imre, Luke, Martinson, Zelenika, Lemique, Linholt, Norman, Cooper, Washington, Hitchcock, now mixing up names, Parsons, Yardley, Myers, Smith, Van Eyck, Williamson, Sasolski out all the way down there in 45th. But then we've seen amazing drives from the back before. DeVille, Carbonu, and unfortunately Jay Parkinson is not able to join us. He did have a bit of an emergency, so sadly he will appear in the names, but alas will not be racing. A great shame there.
Yes. Do you want to have a quick look through the championship standings as they are?
The AMs look like so. Mr. Fletcher up top, 24 points of Zelenika. Then it's hanging on with a decent chance. We're only on round 3, let's be face it. I say decent chance, I'm not meaning that disingenuously, but Mr. Smith with a fair amount of work to do. Then Yardley, Matios, Hitchcock, Van Eyck, Washington, Coombe, and Linholt rounding out the top 10 there. Pro-Ams is... if I get the right button. There we go. Langham Service joint with Mr. McCracken. Nicely done. Then Bennett, Gaillard, Sluman, Moraine, Gibbons, Imre, Pfeffer, and Luke. And the pros, Caroni only just ahead of Gaidemer, only just ahead of Holstein, neither of which are here, as mentioned. Then Scapers, Sasolski, Drexler, Vila, Costa, Klima, and Marinsky. Our teams are looking like so. Comrade Gaming, well, we're probably going to hang on to that, as there's only one satellite racing car in the field anyway. So then Comrades, Satellites, and then it is Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing Gold, V3, then Alpine Geodesic Racing Black, or at least we can see all of the names, even if I can't get the right words in the right order. Mayada HCR Scuderia, and then Huber Racing Esports, Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing White, Black Eagle, and Comrade Tepper Alliance.
Yeah, the standout name for me there, just as the cars are about to start their formation lap, it's only half a lap here, is Ronnie Gibbons in the Pro-Am, down in 7th in the Pro-Am standings. We've seen such great pace from Ronnie, but he's a long way down, and it's the Formula 1 point system in Class basically. It's 25 points for a win. So Richard Fletcher, he's nearly got a win advantage over everyone, and he's qualified very well again, so they've really got to get on top of on top of him and keep an eye on his performance.
Well, getting on top of him is one way to try and slow him down, I suppose.
I mean, I don't encourage bullying.
Absolutely not. Where's our pole man?
Daniel Caroni is.
He's got to be in here.
Is that 113? It's because the numbers are all wobbly.
There he is. Yeah, the our overlay doesn't give us the position order correctly until they've crossed the line. So until everybody's crossed the line, that's why the overlay stays off, or it stays in this kind of reduced form. Otherwise, the numbers just look very, very bizarre. Look at that Pennzoil for Ford really burying itself into Jared Caroni's car, just waiting to go as they climb the hill. The pace car Porsche. The pace car Porsche is not in a hurry to get out of the way, amazingly, but it is what it is. No one can control it. The field, then crawl away along. I thought the Porsche was going to do a lap there, and he catches me out every time, that pace. I'm going to have a word with the driver. He catches me out every week. And away we go. We are racing here in Interlagos. Look at the amount of jostling going on throughout the field. Exactly as you imagine. I'm not even going to count how many that is wide. Coming into the first turn as Caroni sweeps through and holds on to the first position. That is the Pennzoil Ford, as mentioned. Ross Woodford. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of jostling going on. Woodford up to second. Looks like Valanaise has fallen a bit through the field. Lots of names. I can't even keep up with them all. All the changing. Any major incidents further back?
I think Christopher Pfeffer's had an issue somewhere along the line. Yeah, he's backwards at turn 3.
Yeah.
Looked like Nathan Parkinson also started from the pit lane, by the way. Paolo Martins has had an incident. Boy Williamson's had an incident. Looked like Boy Williamson and Evan Imre were actually inside each other at one point. Which I wouldn't recommend.
No.
It's not good for car safety when that happens.
Certainly not.
So yeah, Dan Sosowski and Nathan Parkinson made that through unscathed. Craig Parkinson's backwards at turn 7. That's not a place you want to be backwards, so generally speaking.
Yeah. So, Parkinson and Sosowski starting for the pit lane as mentioned. Paolo Martins, Christopher Pfeffer and Anthony Washington are back in the pits, so their race has been pretty much scuppered at this early stage, but there is still plenty of time to go. It's an hour and 20 race. You just don't know what could happen here. It's always worth persevering with. Jared Caroni once again alive and nearly a second ahead of the field by the end of the first lap.
Yeah, he's trying to get that gap again. Ross Woodford though up to second already. He was not hanging around. Had a great start. As we've seen, this field is very close. Ronnie Gibbons is having a look on the inside of Jürgen Kleiber, trying to make up positions or recover, not quite sure. He's going to lose one. That's 3 wide through turn 3 nearly. That was brave. But yeah, Gibbons made that one work. He had to really work for it, but he did it. Some side-by-side further up the road. Richard Fletcher, side-by-side. Oh, that's 3 wide. Turn 4. That's brave. That's Bolognese. Richard Fletcher and someone else. Bolognese backwards now in the wheel.
Whilst you're talking about that, I was watching Drexler and Scapers having a hell of a battle there. Valanaise is falling through the field. Oh my God, Valanaise is falling badly through the field. So that four-way he was involved in has backfired horribly for him. Right the way down there in 31st now. As that gap for Caroni now 1.2 seconds in the lead. Satellite Racing Ferrari, Rano Luke and Daniel Lindholt. They're having a battle in their respective Porsches, not in the same class. Daniel Lindholt looking to get involved in that battle as well, as 23rd overall. Oh, it is so close. Oh, sorry.
Nicholin backwards.
No. I can't. Come here. I can't get his name.
He's just oversteered round at the at turn 11. It's easily done. It's not quite flat. It's a little lift. And if the tyres aren't ready, it's a nightmare to try and hold on to.
Oh, look at that. The tail was not interested in that at all.
Drexler.
Oh, that is that round. That's Callum.
Oh, he's in a dangerous spot.
Oh, my goodness me. I don't know if I'm hearing it through your speakers, but I'm actually hearing the driver chat at the moment. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Yeah, we had this last week, didn't we, where just someone that has ended up in the middle of the racing line, they've got, I think it was Gibbons, actually. Just has to sit still. Oh, that's Langham service. Sluman and Domino, I think, involved in this hell of a three-way fight into turn 4. And still going on. That is service and Langham service and Sluman that's side by side with Domino watching on in anticipation. Oh my goodness, there was no way I can keep up with all of them. Occasionally we will miss incidents going on only because there's just so many of them. Oops. Oh, Saradov! Whoa, my goodness me, what happened there? So that's... Oh, I wonder if she got tapped on the back there, I think, by Ronnie Gibbons, and almost ended up slowing straight to the racing line. Oh, my goodness, that could have gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, that was unlucky. Oh! Yeah, that was lucky that she was on the brakes as long as she was. It didn't. Yeah. Fortunately, that got the car stopped just as she rejoined the track.
Look at this lot. So Jared Caroni leads by nearly 2 seconds. Then you've got this big wedge of cars here. There's Woodford, Klima, Sipola, Marinsky, and Ivor Costa. Now, last week, Ivor Costa was the back of a trail for a long time, wasn't he? And then, was it last week or the week before? I forget whether it was Spa or Watkins Glen.
Might be both.
Or indeed both. Where he's sort of just bided his time and then nailed people a bit later on. Have we finally got to a point where people are in a bit of a rhythm now? Can I breathe?
No, Darko Nicklins just lost the position to Craig Parsons, looks like, into turn 1. Yep. Nicholas Domino, side by side, just lost the position out to Ronnie Gibbons. As Gibbons moves themselves up into 13th place and 5th overall, 5th in class, sorry. Oh God, Merlin Cooper, what's happening to him? He's lost position to Robin DeVille. Robin DeVille, by the way, with that qualifying ban's having a great start.
Also, Nick Domino's our RAM leader.
How's he done that? Oh, Richard Fletcher had that issue, didn't he? He did. In turn 4. With Jeremy Rolou, I think, and somebody else. So where's Richard? Richard's still going. He does have pretty big aero damage. That's going to hurt him, especially on that back straight, that second half of the lap, basically. It's so long, all the way up the hill. So he's going to be struggling. He's going to hope that pit stop comes sooner rather than later.
And there's our last runner, which is Nathan Parkinson. Having started from the pit lane, the 155 at Geodesic Racing Ferrari, he's having a bit of a scrap with Joe Myers. Again, as mentioned, they're allowed to... Callum McFall. No, you're lagging.
That was internet.
Yeah. Stop it.
So where's...
That's Klima on Woodford on the way down to turn 4. Oh, Woodford, I think, kind of braked early and let that one go. No, again, we saw a bit of that. Oh, go on.
Side by side between Flavian Foucault and Evan Imray. And looks like Callum McFall's going to 20, 21, 22. Callum McFall looking again, trying to get involved as well. And just behind them, there's racing as well. Everywhere you look, there's battles. Philippe Gaillard giving Martins and scrapping out to turn 4. Oh, it's all kicking off.
Yeah. And they say racing is dull. Fantastic stuff. It does look like our, this pack here, which is now being led by Klima, seems to kind of just be biding its time, or maybe they're trying to work together to catch the otherwise possessed Jared Caroni 3.3 seconds down the road. And then they've got a nearly 3-second gap to Mike Scapers. Now, Scapers and Drexler are separate. There they are. You just seen them in the shot there. They're separated by about 1.5 seconds, so Mike can just press on and try and catch up with that train. There it is. You can see it at the bottom of the shot there. And right behind, that's Daniel Page.
Pro-Am lead.
Yeah.
Daniel Page and Scott McCracken very close. Looking like Scott was going to have a look at the inside of turn 1. Look how close he is behind through the corners. That's amazing.
Yeah. And they're only a second behind Drexler. And Drexler's not being held up by anybody either, as you can quite clearly see in that shot. So that is
Daniel Lindholt and who's that falling down the field as well?
Flavian Foucault, yeah.
Foucault as well. Falling down the field, that's an instant turn 1.
Oh!
Very easy to have an instant there.
Oh, yes, and lots of other cars caught up in that as Foucault was a little bit slow trying to get out of the way. And now he bides his time. He sat there. He is rejoining the track. I wondered if he was kind of calling it a day there. Oh dear, more problems then befalling others. Oh, Ronnie Gibbons and Marvin Sluman still in their battle. That is for 13th overall. That is what did we say it was? 5th, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 5th in the Pro-Ams. So wasn't a great qualifying for Ronnie. Seems to be turning into a decent enough race at the moment.
Absolutely. He's trying to recover, and he's certainly got the pace to it. He's had the pace for the past 2 rounds, but last week at Watkins it just really didn't work out for him.
Sipola and Marinsky side by side. They've swapped round from that final turn, and Scapers, I don't know, is Scapers closing in on them? A little bit. He was a couple of tenths quicker last time around. Wow, only a few drivers, only 3 drivers I think in the 28s. Unsurprisingly, Caroni's one of them with a 28.4. Next quickest lap is Woodford with a 28.8. My God, that's okay. He's quick. Dan Sasolski from.
I was going to say,
yeah, he's up to 24th now. I mean, he is 29 seconds off the lead, but having started dead last, he's fought his way through a very significant portion of the field. He's not hanging around, is he?
No, you can't knock him for trying. He's really pushing Ben Hitchcock here. He really wants to get on with this. And he's just definitely picked up an off-track point because turn 4 is lethal for them. Pretty much even half a tyre width over the exit curb, and you'll be picking one up. He's trying to go around the outside, turn 6 and 7. That's brave. Probably trying to set himself up for a move into turn 7. No, turn 8, sorry. Nope, round the outside. Why not?
Wow.
This is where Dan's got to be careful because, with no disrespect to the AMs, they are generally a little bit slower in pace, and he's obviously got a lot more inherent pace. And he's got to be careful that they're not going to be catching him out, braking a little earlier than he might expect. So he's got to be really careful, really measured, but he also doesn't want to lose too much time stuck behind them. They're not going to want to fight him. He's got that number 1 in the car, and they know what that means. And he's got those red plates. They know what that means. There's no point in them fighting him, so I don't think he'll pick up too much resistance. But yeah, he's got a lot of work to do.
Our top guys are beginning to fan out now as Klima has got himself 1.3 over Woodford. So there is Claudia.
Sluman's backwards at turn 3. He's got to be careful. That's danger zone.
Can't get his mate. There he is. What's he done? What's happened? Oh, was he hit or did he spin? See. So he's in the middle of a pair of Gibbons. Oh, Gibbons. Yeah, we clunked him under turn 1 and then whack. Yeah. Oh dear.
Not ideal. Marvin is still there. He's still waiting for a gap to get back going. This is the only issue with such a large grid. It's trying to find a spot to rejoin safely is a nightmare, but he has finally got one. So that is him all the way down in 41st place. Richard Fletcher, by the way, is in the pit lane and has been for a while, so he can't continue with the damage he's got. So AM Championship leader having issues.
Well, it's even more impressive then. Well, it's even more opportunity then for Mr. Domino, who is now joined by Victor Matios. So he's got a lot of work to do, right up there in 14th position for the AM lead. The Pro-Ams, look with them. That was Page and McCracken. They're still fighting, half a second apart. The Porsche trying to get away from the Ferrari. That right ahead of them is Drexler. So Page was not even 0.03 of a second slower than Drexler last time around. So there's incredible pace from Daniel Page at this stage in the game. Enam Rinsky still with Woodford, as is Sipola. Costa is not far behind either. Scapers is whittling away the gap between himself and this pack. But it's going to be a while before he gets involved in that. Oh, what's going on with Zelenika? He's been passed by Martinson coming through the Senna S's.
Oh, Rano Luke being passed by Evan Imre and Sylvain Moraine side by side with Nick Domino. So Nick Domino obviously with Victor Matios chasing him. He doesn't want to be hanging around if Sylvain's not got the pace. Oh! It's just safe. Oh, that was a big bump. Yeah. That's bodywork damage on the rear. Callum McFall, that was brave. 3 wide into the turn 8. That was optimistic, but he made it work.
Oh wow! It's he's had his breakfast. He's had Weetabix for breakfast this morning. My God, that's talking about licking the stamp and sending it. That was a hell of a throw in there. Very well played by everybody actually around there. That could have gone horribly wrong. And here comes Marinsky. Marinsky on Woodford. That's for 3rd. And plain and simple move from Ina Marinsky. That's demoted Ross another position. Kraken still hanging on to the back of Page as well.
Yeah, just to confirm, Victor Mezels does have slight rear bodywork damage on the left. And a little bit of floor damage on the diffuser, so it could be tricky for him over the next few laps.
Oh, what's happened to Valanaise? Oh, wow, Robin DeVille just threw that one on the inside. That's just right on board for a little bit with Sasolski. See what he has to contend with. Oh, that's a big old dent on the rear right of Morgan Valanaise's car. As Sasolski is going to complete that move, heading down towards turn 4. Oh, wow, there's damage on the rear right and front left of that 221 Porsche of Morgan Valanaise. So, well, again, he wants symmetry for opposite corners. Nicely done.
Yeah, he's. Fortunately, these incidents happen. It's unfortunate, but that is racing. When you put 50 cars on track, occasionally they're going to run into each other.
Yeah, they get a bit of a bump.
Sometimes, yes. So let's have a quick update again on class leaders. Daniel Page still leads Pro-Am from Scott McCracken, and in the AMs, Nick Domino's now got Jürgen Kleiber for company.
Where did Matthias has fallen behind.
Yeah, well, he had that little off-track excursion, and then he's got damage, so we'll see how he fares. Yeah, Nick has not got it on his own way.
No, he's now being chased by Jürgen Kleibers. About 7.5 tenths between the two. There is Evan Imre trying to work his way.
Daniel Page in the wall!
Oh no, that's the Pro-Am lead. What's happened there?
All on his own, it looks like. Yeah, all on his own. Little bump. There's a little bump on the apex of turn 2, and if you clip it wrong, that's what happens. You end up in a wall. The good news for him is that's the right car to do that in, because his engine's in the back.
Yeah, but look at the dent that's put in the front. That's going to be horrible for aerodynamics as Sylvia Moraine's flown past him.
If he's lucky, that is only aero damage. I'm pretty sure that Porsche's, even in this spec, has the engine in the rear.
You are correct in that. The Porsches by and large have their engines in the tail. Callum McFall again is trying an outside manoeuvre coming up the hill into turn 8. He's hanging on to that one. That seems to be a favourite spot for him, and he's got it done as well against Jürgen Kleiber for 16th overall. And what's happening?
Fighting back though. It's still going into. Oh wait, am I on a replay? I'm on a replay. Never mind.
Let me check if I am. No, I'm not.
No, I'm on. I will. It's fine.
I've done it I've done it too many times. Dan Sasolski now up to 20th. He's just gone past Robin DeVille a few corners ago. So the champion is still absolutely streaming on. Bearing in mind he's been in all this traffic, his best lap is still a 1:29.1. So that's very much in the leaders' pace category. Not that anyone's surprised by that. That looks like Woodford's going to potentially lose another spot. This time to Matt Sippola. He's side by side, and Costa wants to get involved. There is Scapers in the background, so he is definitely getting interested in this particular battle, and that is indeed Matty Sippola, the 197 Glacier Racing Ferrari, up into 4th. And Costa really, really interested in getting involved in this.
Then Hitchcock's backwards at turn 1, just in front of Sarah Dover and Marco Zelenica. And they managed to avoid him.
Wow, huge punch in the face there. I think that was Regis the Meek.
Have a look. Where is Regis? There he is.
Apologies if it's not, but I think it was Regis the Meek. And Costa has got Woodford whilst all that was going on. What happened there? Ross has really been struggling. That's already. Oh, there it is. It's coming up the hill. That's turn 8. Oh, surprise! Either Ross letting go, or wow, that was a great move from Ivor Costa into turn 8 on the inside. Very nicely done. It does look like Ross Woodford's been struggling a bit.
I have to say, what a gift that is from Daniel Page to Scott McCracken. The gap between now first and second in the prams is 9 seconds. Andrew Langham service, Ronnie Givens is way back off the Pro-Am class. But they have just over an hour still to go, so they've got time to try and make up for it.
Yeah, but what a pack here. Look at that lot. There's a big train there behind Andrew Langham service. Not because of Andrew Langham service. They're fairly well spaced apart, but it's still a decent train that's there. And right in there is our champion Dan Sasolski again. He's up to 19th now. He's dispatched Rano Luke somewhere along the line and sees Victor Matios, who is he our IM leader? No, he's not. He's our third place man in the IMs. Oh, no problem. Oh, big problem.
Oh,
that's Marco Zelenika and Jamie Smith. Oh, Smith absolutely smashed into the back of the Ford. And, yep, they find themselves parked for a while. Oh, and Jamie Smith accidentally clunked the Ford again before they got going.
Oof.
Oh, that was a hell of a whack.
Yeah, that was looks like a slightly missed breaking point there. But unfortunately, these things happen. Oh, your favourite looking Ferrari, Chris Yardley, is in trouble, I think. His car is going slightly... He's crabbing a bit, it looks like. Looks like the rear is trying to steer whilst the front rather than the front. That is slightly dangerous to have, so he's going to want to be in pretty soon to try and get that.
And the 369 Porsche Mini Cooper got caught up in that. His tail caught the back of that Jamie Smith Marquez Elenica issue.
Oof.
So
that is unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate indeed.
As it's been asked in the chat, I will give everyone a little update on the incident count.
Oh, please, because I have no idea either.
No, this track is... We've seen quite a few incidents today, and the incident count reflects that. There are a few that are already over 10, a few that are already over 15. Just a quick reminder, you get 20 for the entire race. And if you hit that magic 20, you do get kicked off the track. You don't get to come back out either. I would say the majority are less than 10. The top lot, only one has more than 5 in the very top class. So, yeah, good spread at the minute. Still quite a few people on 0 though. But there are a couple that need to be careful.
Ronnie Gibbons has made his way past Andrew Langham service into turn 4 and now is second place in the Pro-Am, 10 seconds down the road from this man Scott McCracken for Mayella HTR Scuderia. The 208 Ferrari enjoying a very big amount of breathing space, 2.4 seconds off the back of Mr. Drexler. There he is. He finds himself 3.6 off the back of Scapers, who has at last caught this train that he's been chasing down a few tenths every single lap. That's the train has started to spread apart now, but it's certainly 4th to 7th in this fairly close group. And he stares at the tail of Ross Woodford, who is continuing to chase over Costa.
Yeah, Mike, sorry, he's got to take every point he can get. If he's hoping to keep this championship challenge alive. Again, it's very early days, but he's currently 4th. But with Crony again leading the way with a 6-second lead now, Mike needs to be picking up the points when they come.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like he had a bit of a slow start. Maybe he was saving tyres.
Well, it could be. I mean, you were saying you were saying that the Ferrari is particularly unkind on its tyres, so that could serve to bite Caroni.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out as well, at the start of practice, the track temp was 25 degrees. It is now 33.
Oh, toasty.
Yeah, so this track is getting hotter and hotter and hotter, which is something that the likes of Crony in the Ferrari is definitely probably the worst on tyres. It just eats them up, so that's something he's going to have to be aware of. I'm sure he'll manage because he's, brilliant.
Because he's Caroni,
but yeah, there are others that I think the Porsche. I know it's something Mr. Holstein said before, that Porsche doesn't really suffer quite so badly with the hot temps. So the Porsche Klima could definitely be a threat later on in the race, but he needs to not let that gap at the minute get too big that he can't catch up later on.
Indeed. So 28.9 for Caroni last time around. Of course, no one anywhere near him. Klima, he's got 3 seconds of a gap behind him to Marinsky. Was a 29.4. Marinsky was a 29.5 in the last lap. Oh, what has happened to Evan Imre? He is having a scrap with Callum. Callum missed it out. Callum round the outside McFall. Whoop, the wrong button. Let's try that again. Oh no! Something's definitely happened to Robin DeVille. I bet you that's into turn 1. It was a fairly straightforward move with Evan Imre. What on earth happened to Robin DeVille?
He's done what Daniel Page did. He's clipped that bump on the apex of turn 2, and he's gone round.
Oh dear. Oh, yeah. Absolute carbon
Kept
copy.
it down the wall though.
Yes, didn't headbutt the wall.
that was that bump's a tricky little one. The thing is, that corner, if you get the line right, you can take turn 2 flat, or you used to be able to.
Evan Imre, Dan Sosowski. That's for 15th. I mean, Evan can fight back, but it's not really in his best interest to. And that right behind is Nick Domino, the AM leader. He's having a stormer in 17th now.
Yeah.
And the next...
What? Interestingly, Jürgen Kleib has dropped back behind Victor Mateos. So Victor, despite that damage, has actually still got some good pace, it looks like.
And Ross Woodford's lost another spot. That's Mike Scapers that's gone through. So whatever is bothering Ross, bearing in mind he was started in 3rd or 4th. He was on the 2nd row. He was 2nd for a while. And sadly has dropped down to 7th. So his issues are continuing to plague him. As Scapers then now sets his sights on Ivo Costa. Kleiber and Matios are pretty close together. As you've mentioned, that is for battle for 2nd in the AM class. Rano Luke is 2.3 down the road. You can just about see, you can see technically Nick Domino in that pack. You're just identifying which one he was. There's more difficult bit. There he is. He's finding a little bit off the back of that pack of guys ahead of it. That is Callum McFall, Dan Sosowski and Evan Imre. But Nick Domino doesn't really need, nor probably want, to be in that particular battle. He'll pick up. He would want some slipstream off the back, but nothing more than that, I would think. Scapers, his charge. Look at that! He's already now positioning himself for Costa.
Yeah, might get a little bit of a slow start for this, but he's certainly coming alive now after just under 20 minutes of racing. Just an update as well. Dan Sosowski, 15th overall now, chasing down Callum McFall. He is in class points. He's currently 9th in class, so he's getting points from this point on. So he's getting there.
Again, there's a perfect epitomization of don't give up. Oh! Yeah.
And Daniel Page up the inside of Andrew Lamb Service. He's got it wrong though. He's looked. Sideways into the one. Careful.
Oh, no! That was Callum McFall. No, it was Callum McFall. And there, the Porsche span. And as he's trying to get out of the way, he's driven on right in the path of Callum's car, the 205 Ferrari. Oh no, Callum did nothing wrong in that. And there goes, and that is Nick Domino that's coming past Page. Oh, that's not a happy looking Porsche now. As he's got a fair amount of damage on that car. Where's Callum?
18th overall at the minute.
Ouch. That's even more unhappy looking Ferrari, and that was absolutely no fault of his own. He was minding his own business, taking the line he was entitled to. And sadly, a sideways Porsche was what was waiting for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that was probably a panic move from Daniel. I'm in the middle of the track. I'll try and get out of the way, and it's not worked. Again, it's one of those things you're better to stay still.
And that's why you don't, basically.
Yeah.
Scapers has already gotten past Costa, and it does look like Ross Woodford is now shaping up a move on him. Sibler has been right with Einar Marinsky for lap on lap on lap. Has not yet found a way past the BMW. And there up the road is Claudio Klima, comparatively on his own. Dan Sosowski right with Andrew Langham's service. That is 2nd. No, it's not. It is 4th in the Pro-Ams. As the
Sylvain Moraines come out of nowhere in the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, absolutely. He's 3rd in the Pro-Ams now. He's 2 seconds behind Ronnie Gibbons. There is Ronnie. So the the top echelons of the Pro-Ams, a little bit segregated, but nothing too bad. Evan is right with Andrew Langham's service. That is a battle for 4th in the Pro-Ams. You just saw Nick Domino at the top of the shot as well. I keep trying to keep an eye. There's so many gaps that we're trying to keep an eye on. That's why I end up flicking around quite a lot, trying to keep up with who's where. As Andrew Langham's service will want to stay behind Dan Sosowski as much as he can and pick up as much of a toe to try and get away from Evan Imre. I'm not entirely sure he's going to be able to hang on to it for too long. Again, no disrespect meant there at all. But Dan has been absolutely godlike in his car. He's now all the way up to 12th. How far is he off the back of Mike? 20-ish? seconds.
23 seconds or so, yeah. A while.
Yes, his class charge will have to wait for a while, but considering how many spins we've seen, anything is possible.
Absolutely, there's the incidents aplenty here. As I said in the chat, actually, it's currently a very hot and it's a technical track, so these things are likely to happen. And like I said, it's only in sim at the minute. It's only 9:30. Track's probably going to keep getting hotter as this race goes on.
Daniel Page has lost the position to Renault Luke, and he's got the probably now very angry Callum McFall directly behind. Victor Matios just 1.3 behind him. So Daniel Page's day has got considerably more difficult, I think it's fair to say. But yeah, Sylvain Moraine is really closing in. He gains, I don't know whether Ronnie made a mistake or is tyre preserving, but Sylvain gained 1.2 on Gonny Ribbons. He's now Gonny Ribbons.
I'll make sure he sees that.
Oh, Sarah Dove and Jeremy Roulou are side by side. Different classes though. There's Sarah in the Pro-Ams and Jeremy in the Pros. So that's not going to really benefit either of them. That particular part, or benefit or disadvantage either.
Let's have a look. Is Callum McFall still running? He is still running.
Yep.
He's still out there. Oh, wow! Nathan Parkinson and Craig Parkinson side by side through turn 9.
Oh,
that's brave!
Wow.
Nathan tried to go the long way around to make that one work, but he's done it.
Yeah, it's not gone well for Nathan, unfortunately, starting from the pit lane and then having early problems. As that meant he is in 27th at the moment. Still a long way to go though. On map 21 out of 54, or approximately 54. Renault Luke is right with Nick Domino. Again, different classes, so Nick may opt to just let Renault go. He's got several cars between himself and his next class person to fight, which is Victor Matios. Well, in fact, all three of those guys you can see are in the Pro-Ams. So
there goes Renault on the inside into turn 4.
Yeah.
And move completed. Domino didn't fight that one too hard. We know this because it's Nick Domino, and if he wanted to fight, he would have. Although Renault's
like
just gone wide, and Nick is not going to wait for you to sort yourself out. He'll just take that position back. Callum McFall still going with a hugely wounded car, and it's still going. So that's amazing.
Oh, I was thinking, no, you're not going to try and send it there, surely. But he had a look. It seems that turn 8 is certainly somewhere where he has been pretty strong.
Oh,
never mind.
Daniel Page.
Even with
turn 10.
even with various, quite a significant chunk of the car missing, he is still confident enough. Oh, that's going to be a point.
Now you're okay there.
Okay.
Did that track done?
Oops.
That was a lot of the final corner. Oh well, I would call the final corner turn 12. You can run a little bit off the track. It doesn't all 4 wheels off. It doesn't give you an instant. Okay, there's a lot going on there. Daniel Page brings his car in. Decides he wants to stay away from Callum McFall. Callum, clearly a man on a mission at the minute. Seen some great pace from him despite this damage. Jürgen Kleiber loses a position.
I'm needing a drink at this point. My throat's dead.
you have a drink. I'll talk. Welcome to my show. No. Ronnie Gibbons still under pressure from Sylvain Moraine. Amazing pace from Sylvain Moraine. He's gaining as well on the top on Scott McCracken. So that 10-second lead is not invincible. He's got it all to himself at the minute, but it can absolutely come back to get him. Some very quick guys in Pro-Ams.
And look who's right behind them.
Yeah.
The Avatar did that. He's nearly in the top 10. My God, man.
Yeah, and it's taken him we're coming up to the half an hour mark. Dan, I think, is looking at that gap in front of Ronnie Gibbons going, clear air!
Yeah.
No cars!
And then backmarkers.
Yes, that will be a thing later on, I suspect.
Just a tad. Let's have a look at where Callum is now. Oh no! Commentator curse! No! I have killed Callum and he's out. That is all me. I take full responsibility for that. Did he bow out or did he hit the incident limit there?
No, he bowed out of that one. That was wide at the final corner. It's so easy to do.
Oh yeah.
So easy. There's no grip on the AstroTurf at all. If you're going out there, you've got to be very, very careful. Yeah, unfortunate, but a really promising start for Callum McFall. He race has gone his way, but I'm sure he'll get another go at some point, and he'll put on a show again.
Rano Luke has repassed Mr. Domino, and nearly went wide again at turn 4. And it does look like Nick's having a go at him.
You know, I think that might be the case. But he's got to be careful. It is only 2 seconds to Victor behind.
Indeed.
And last lap, Victor was gaining on Domino, so you've got to be careful.
And now nothing in between the two AM leaders either, so there's no more Pro-Ams in between the two. So Victor's got a straight shot at Mr. Domino. But we'll see. Valanays could get involved.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the amount of cars still going, to be honest, because there's been quite a few incidents. So, yeah, Morgan still running with that pretty damaged rear and front end. But yeah, still going. It's good to see. Yeah. He's running well.
Yeah, absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in class at the minute. So.
Oh, Sasowski looked like he was struggling to slow that down. It was. I wonder if he was trying to size up, going side by side with Sylvain Moraine. Get on the nose of the Porsche. Whoa, that's Gibbons running a bit wide off the bottom of the Curva del Sol. The VEC Porsche picking up a bit of slipstream. Going to try and go on the inside. No, he doesn't commit to it, as Morgan Valanays has brought his car into the pits. Oh, Sasowski's had a great run off of turn 4. He's going to get side by side with Sylvain Moraine. And now this could really kind of upset this battle. Oh, I wondered if he thought about trying to dive on the inside of Ronnie Gibbons as well. Has not gone for it, but he's now split the two Pro-Ams. We'll see what he's able to do there. That's ahead of Ronnie.
Let's have a look. Jamie Smith, who's just getting out of the way, letting all these cars go in one go. Smart move. It's just easier. Let them all go, and then you're fine.
Is that Daniel Page that's just come back out?
Daniel
it is.
Page.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course he's 2 laps down from the leader. Unfortunately, he was in the pits for nearly 3 minutes. He lost nearly 3 minutes in the pits with the damage on his Porsche, but he's now underway again. Let's see what he is able to do. Morgan Valanays has come back out, so again he had a wounded Porsche.
A very close 3-0 Marinsky through turn 4, less than 2/10 through the corner. That's very close. Yeah, he's really pushing, this whole way. Klima's kind of gone off down the road after Coroni, not to huge effect. He's got a gap, so it's a good fight for third at the minute. Sasowski getting past Klima. Oh, gotta be careful. It's dangerous to try and follow another car through, because they might not see you coming. It's always risky to do. You've got to be very careful when trying to do something like that. And Ronnie was not appreciating that, I don't think.
No, that was a statement of intent, wasn't it? Don't try that again. Oh, as Moraine getting a little bit of curb there, keeping himself in contention with the BMW. There's Daniel Page, as mentioned, is at least a lap down from this particular battle. Lindholt has brought his car in to the pits as well. Moraine looking on the inside again, coming into turn 10. Whoa, nearly got
I'm going to say, I think Moraine thinks he's faster at the minute. He's really trying this.
Oh, well defended from Ronnie Gibbons. That's, of course, going to drop them further away from Scott McCracken, the Pro-Am leader, but they don't care. They are fighting on nonetheless. There's the former Pro-Am leader right behind them, ironically. Now, Page can unlap himself. He can overtake the 2 cars ahead of him if he can do so cleanly and without impeding them. If he is ending up being slower again, he will be blue flagged and told to get out of the way right behind them. I think that was Evan Imre and Andrew Langham Service having their fight.
Close. Yeah, very close from Evan Imre. Yeah, putting a huge amount of pressure on Andrew Langham Service.
Ross Woodford has fallen into the clutches of Mr. Drexler. So Ross's race is getting even worse lap on lap, it seems. He must have damage somewhere.
essentially, if it's floor damage, we can't see it, and if he has, he's going to just struggle. I say that, his last lap was a 29.9. It was quicker than Ross Woodford, quicker than Ivo Costa, on pace with Enon Marinsky, so maybe it's not too bad. Maybe he's just trying to save tyres. No, it's something that's going to be an issue later on, I suspect. They won't change tyres, it'll take too long to change that. Track temp's gone up another degree, it's now 34 degrees centigrade. Very toasty out there, and he's in the Ferrari, and like we said, that's probably the worst car on tyres.
We're still looking at Silver Marine. Ronnie Gibbons battle for 11th overall, or 2nd in the Pro-Ams, as Daniel Page looks on. Oh, Marine just gets so close, but Gibbons has got the power to do something about it. Oh, I was committed from Sylvia Marine.
He is really ragging that thing. He's desperate to get past Ronnie Gibbons and is throwing everything he can at him.
Yeah, we try and surmise sometimes where, you know, drivers are driving maybe at 90 or 95%. No, not here. Not
He's
in this
on the
battle.
limit.
Now, Moraine actually came off the gas a little early there. He kind of coasted into that first turn, so either just didn't fancy being that close on the committer, or maybe he's having to do a bit of lifting and coasting, I wonder. He
also might just be trying to set up the move into to turn 4. It's worth pointing out, well, actually, just behind Evan Imre again, and Andrew Langham service, Evan the inside. No. Yeah, worth pointing out, that braking zone for turn 1 is incredibly difficult. It's downhill, it's on a corner, it's on a very slight bend. It's a nightmare. And these cars don't have ABS, it's all on the driver. They have traction control. Yeah, it's all on the driver to not let those cars lock up. And if you lock up, it's easy to slide wide and you'll miss the corner completely. Or you'll do what we saw Daniel Page do earlier, and which is lock the rears and you'll be backwards. So yeah, it's a really tricky braking zone. So taking a little bit extra caution is not necessarily the worst idea. Just get through that one and then make the move somewhere else.
Sarah Dove comes past Regis Lamique. That is for 22nd overall. Knut Martinson is right with the AM battle, which is Nick Domino and Victor Matias, 16th overall. Well, 16, 17, 18 overall. So Knut's going to have a bit of a headache probably getting past these guys. But we
gotta say, not bad considering Knut started 31st. And he's currently fighting for 18th, well, 16th, 17th and 18th overall.
Yeah. A decent drive for AOR Yellow, the AOR Yellow Ferrari. Where's Evan, actually? Oh, he's just managed to get past. Let's have a look at that again. Slipstream coming into turn 1, goes for the inside line, and has managed to get the treble 2 BMW up into 13th place.
Look at lots of space left between the both of them. Well, Regis Lamique and Sarah Dove were battling into turn 1. Sarah just holding off Regis that time round. Porsche settling back behind, probably going to have a little look up the inside towards turn 4 if they can get close. Oof.
I'll say.
It's scary when they do that. It's like, did you do that intentionally, or are you crashing? Yeah, Regis up the inside into turn 4. So on the outside, careful don't pick up an incident point. This track works so well for the battles because there's so many different lines you can take, and it all sets up into the next corner. As you can see here, so nope, doesn't want to go side by side through turn 6 and 7. It's very scary to do that. They are fast corners, and these cars, like I said earlier, they're not big downforce cars, so they do have grip, but they do feel like it takes an age through that kind of corner.
Absolutely. That's what Knut can see ahead of him with the AM battle of Nick Domino and Victor Matias, as previously mentioned. Directly ahead, the next 2 cars are Rano Luke and Andrew Langham Service. Actually, no, that is Rano Luke. That's Rano Luke and Jamie Smith, I beg your pardon. Smith will be blue flagged and will be ordered out of the way.
Yeah, he's going to get away soon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which he'll do. He blinked out of existence for a moment there. Yeah, he's been doing that rather well. Moraine still pressuring Ronnie Gibbons. And Daniel Page still there. There's Evan Imre and Andrew Langham Service still involved in their battle. And again, you see Page having a look on the inside.
Oh, what's happened to... Oh!
Incident
Would you
limit?
like to... Yes, Mr. Woodford has just become the victim of the incident limit.
Oh!
I didn't even see him creeping up.
And there he goes. And that's how quickly it can happen. I wonder if that's why he was trying to slow the pace down.
Maybe. Oh, that was the big one. A little bit wide at the exit of turn 7. Got on the curb.
And done.
Yep, that's him done for the day. That is unfortunate. Just over half race distance. But yeah, this track is pretty mean on off tracks. Definitely at turn 4. You can easily pick one up at the inside of turn 1 as well if you're a bit aggressive with the curbs. Turn 5 if you're very clumsy. Turn 7 if you take too much on the inside. Turn 8 if you take too much on the inside. Yeah, really, it's some very tricky little parts for this track.
It'll bite you.
It will, but that's why people love it.
Yep. We certainly love it as commentators. There is room to fall off the road if we do make a mistake. Oh, go on.
Mr. Moraine is in the pit lane.
He is indeed.
That kind of rhymed, and I wasn't ready for it. But yeah, we'll see if Ronnie Gibbons reacts. There is a 75% fuel cap for this season, so they get the pit stops a little bit earlier than they were last season. So this is Moraine clearly trying to go for the undercut on Ronnie. Had enough of trying to get past him on track. Ready to go. You can hear him revving in the pit lane, and he is away. So we'll see if Ronnie retaliates. I suspect he probably will.
Parsons in as well. 343 PCDC Porsche has brought his car in for the mandatory stop. Well, it's not mandated, it's just you won't make it if you don't.
Yes, with the 75%, it was already difficult with a 100% fuel tank. This was the only track that it ever happened.
Really? Oh, yes.
It was Andrew Brown, and he went the entire race without pitting, but had to heavily lift and coast.
Yeah, he was horrifically slow in the final lap, wasn't he?
But he did it.
He did do it.
You can't knock him for that. So Sylvain Moraine, where's he come out? He's come out. He's through turn 6 now. He's got Philippe Gard a second up the road. So unless Philippe has got some incredibly long, incredibly good fuel saving tactics, he won't be out for too much longer. Let's see if Ronnie comes in. He is not. He's sticking out. So he's confident in his own pace.
Mr. Stevie?
Yes?
Have you got Craig Parsons as having stopped?
I kind of.
I have him as having been through the pit lane but not stopped.
I have a 0 through the pit lane. I have a 0 for the pit and then a time for the lane.
Yeah, so he's done a drive-through penalty. And Canute Martin has brought his car in. And so, yeah, basically, Craig Parsons has just driven straight through the pits without stopped.
Oh, I'm going to go back and have a look at this because I think I might know what he's done.
Oh, yeah? He hasn't missed his pit box, has he?
Sometimes, like I said before, it works on qualifying order. And you... it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so sometimes the very, very first pit box...
Oh, and which is the one he's in, and he had to reverse into it.
Yeah, he's missed it, and he's realised that it's too far to reverse. If you reverse too far, you will just get instantly disqualified. So unfortunately, that has happened. And I know that because it's done it to me. I've had that exact thing happen. Because you come into the pits and you're like, where's my guy? Where is he? And then you realise in the mirror, he stood waiting for you, and you've sailed past. It's unfortunately, it's just luck of the draw. Because it changes, obviously, depending on how many grid spots, pit bay, there are on the pit lane. And when we get to the end of it, it overlaps again. So they do share boxes, but you're Ghost, so you can't interfere with it.
Having him raise in. He's been having a pretty good run in the Treble 2 BMW. Oh, he had to reverse that. It happens to the best of them.
Yeah, Ronnie's still staying out, though.
DeVille is in, Robin DeVille. Privateer BMW, along with now we're going to see lots of people coming in at the same time. Regis the Meek is in, Jeremy Rolou have all come in at the same time. This is kind of the... Are we at the half?
So Ronnie Gamer's last lap, 1 minute 30.8. Sylvain Moraine 30.1. 7 tenths on that last lap. If Ronnie wants to hang on to this, he's got to be in, and soon.
He's hoping for a quicker stop.
Oh no.
What?
Mr. Parkinson has left the session.
Oh no, not again, Nathan Parkinson. He was already struggling though. Claudio Klima's in.
He done reskin Massey Similar through side by side through turns 1 and 2 and 3. I just noticed I thought one of them was going in the pits, but they weren't. Still fighting.
They are still fighting so hard, and again, the Ferrari cannot usurp the BMW, and there Escapers in the background. He's been... Oh, hello, outside turn 4 for Matty Sibler.
Couldn't do it, fell off the road a little bit. That will have been an incident point.
It's still there, though. He's not giving up on it. Escapers has got a great view of this. The Ferrari's going to have the inside with the next 2 apexes, and I don't think Enar's going to be able to do anything about it. No, he can't! That is the Glacier Racing Ferrari finally passed. I bet you both of them are going to come in the pits now. Ronnie Gibbons and Andrew Langham Service are both in, along with Jürgen Kleiber. So we'll see how Ronnie's strategy is going to go.
And Moraine's already on the start-finish straight. Excuse me. Across the pit lane now. Pit stop for start-finish line, sorry.
Well, remember the pit.
That's going to be close.
There, you've just seen Moraine going through the shot. Here comes Gibbons. What can he do? Get on the gearbox camera of the BMW. You can hear the Porsche on the other side of the wall. There he is! Oh, Gibbons only just manages to out-drag the Porsche. But can he hold him into turn 4, into the slipstream for Moraine? No, he can't do it! Ronnie Gibbons has only just managed to do it, and he managed by 9/10 of a second difference. No, so Moraine was quicker in the pit lane. So
that was a tremendous in-lap.
Yeah.
From Ronnie Gibbons, I think.
Had to have been. Had to have been.
It's not over though. Sylvia is going to put a huge amount of pressure like we saw before.
Absolutely. As Drexler, Scaper, oh god, the names are changing. Sosowski, Scapers, Drexler, and Marinsky are all in the pits. So now the order is, of course, completely changing around as most people then getting their pit stops out of the way. Still about 10 cars yet to go through the pit lane. These two are not part of that 10.
Oh wow, Victor Mateos, Nick Domino next to, well, nose to tail when they came in. So that gap for Am Lead has really come down. You can make a lot of time in these pit lanes. Look at Michael Drexler, 15.9 in the stop, 17.8 for Mike Skeppers. I wonder if Michael's made a mistake here. Everyone else has been in there for longer than he has.
Well, we've seen that bite people before.
But we've also seen Chris Holstein, for example, absolutely nail it. Yeah. Look how close Victor Mateos and Nick Domino are on pit exit.
Where are they? There they are. Oh, wow, Mateos still staring at the back of the BMW, but only just.
Oh, wow, that was amazingly close. Alina Giacocaroni is in, and Matty Sibler followed him in as well.
Oh, my goodness me, as Domino and Mateos filter in to a big pack of cars. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, wow. Oh, I was confused. I was like, Marco is leading. He's not pitted.
Yeah. Wow, Caroni came back out in the lead because Klima had pitted behind him. So as McCracken finally comes in from Pro-Am lead, he was up in the podium positions actually originally of the overall race.
Okay, so where's the big fights right now? Victor Mateos and Nick Domino oh, the inside goes Victor. I say that.
Ooh.
So Ted, that's brave.
And he's done that several times as well. He's tried to move.
He has, and it's worth pointing out that Nick Domino, for those unfamiliar, is notoriously difficult to pass. He's a brilliant defender. So this is going to be a real fight on our hands here. With Moraine and Gibbons, are they still scrapping? Of course they're still scrapping. Gibbons still holds the advantage though.
Yeah, that's second in the Pro-Ams.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. The names are still changing around because people are still pitting. Oh, goodness me. That's Domino diving on the inside of one of the lap Porsches. I can't see who. Is that Merlin Cooper? Nah. Yeah. Yeah, he's literally our last running car.
Oh, Moraine! He's got him! I want to go back and have a look at this. Moraine got past Gibbons.
Oh, turn 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh! Shoved the BMW wide. But yeah, Sylvia Moraine has taken that second spot in the Pro-Ams, but it's going to be whether he can hold it for another 20-odd laps.
Yeah, 19 laps. A long way to go. It's still a long way to go.
We've lost Sarah Dove.
That's the incident limit.
What did she do? She only just
we've lost quite a few actually. We have currently lost Ben Hitchcock, Ross Woodford, Stephen Norman, Sarah Dove, all to the
Oh, she ran wide at turn 4.
It's easily done.
Easily done.
Super easy done. And that's the harshest point on this circuit. Just as a point on instant limits, everyone else, bar a couple, is about halfway through. The majority of the field is okay. Nothing to worry about. There are still a couple of people on the 0 instant points.
Wow. That is impressive here. Oh, Gibbons shaping up a bit. He's losing ground against the Porsche coming out of the Curva del Sol. Can he do anything in the slipstream? It's not too bad. It's enough to kind of keep you in contention. He's not going to be enough to close in that gap, though. There's Jamie Smith ahead of them. So again, he'll be needing to get out of the way. You saw the tail of the Porsche get lively then. As we're on the nose of Ronnie Gibbons. He'll come up the hill once again, coming into Ferradura, turn 6, into 7, and turn 8. No changes here, but Ronnie Gibbons are going to be keeping that big old BMW even bigger in Sylvia Morane's mirrors. So they know where each other are strong, but can Ronnie exert the pressure when he needs it?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Well, it's role reverse now. Obviously, you see it from a different perspective when you're defending it. Gibbons a little wide on the exit curve of turn 10. Got a little bit squirrely because of it. Lost a little bit of time, not too much though, as they both run wide onto that AstroTurf on the entry to turn 12, which is what I would call the final one. But yeah, it's a totally different mentality when you're suddenly the one attacking rather than defending. And they can't lose too much time because Andrew Langham Service and Evan Imre are not too far back. I guess actually Andrew got back past Evan at some point. We missed that, but as we've seen already, that means that he's done it once. He might be able to do it again. Although, have they got a lapped car between them?
They do. It is. I'm trying to identify who it is.
It is Joe Myers.
Joe Myers, indeed. The private... Oh, that's Jamie Smith. Wrong J. There we go. Joe Myers, the PCTC Motorsports yellow BMW. He's still looking, though, just like he's trying to make that, unlap himself, which, as mentioned, he's allowed to do, as long as he does it cleanly and does not impede the car he is unlapping himself from.
And then just to not confuse that doesn't mean the car on the lead lap can just ignore that car is there. If the lap car goes for a move, they still treat it as if they're battling for instance. So if you can defend from a lapped car, but if they go up the inside, you turn in, you can't go, well, he went to attack me. No, you turned in.
Yeah.
It's the rules kind of still apply. It's to give lapped cars a chance. Otherwise, there would be no point in them carrying on. Another battle on track, by the way, is Morgan Vallone is massively putting a lot of pressure on Craig Parsons as they go through turn 4, both in the Porsches. Morgan still with a little bit of rear damage. Oh no, he's backed off to let Mike through, actually. That's the issue with being a lap down. Oh, Matty Sippler is backwards at turn 4.
What happened to Mr. Sippler? Oh, he just went way too deep. What on earth? Yeah, he just took his eye off the ball, it would seem, unless he's had a technical problem, but...
No, that was just a mistake, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, and he nearly didn't spin for so long. But he did. Marvin's had a spin as well, in sympathy.
Yeah, it can happen. It's a lot easier than it sounds, actually. It's like following someone into the pit lane at Canada. It's so easy to do.
And Marvin, for reference, had just lifted off to let Matty through, followed him through the corner, and then did the same. So he was already at a much lower speed. So that is just a simple thing. It's a nice thing to do. Makes the car in front doesn't feel so bad.
Oh, that's Matthias again looking at Domino. That is your AM leader. And also, not too far behind them is Jürgen Kleiber. So, go on.
Parsons and Vallone side by side. Coming down towards turn 1. I think that damage for Vallone is really hurting him. You saw Parsons get back ahead, but Vallone on the inside, breaks a little bit later, side by side through turn 1. Outside comes inside for turn 2 for Parsons. Vallone over the curve, you don't want to be out there. And this hasn't been updated, so the wall is still super close to the track. And now they've moved it away, which has taken some of the danger away from that brilliant series of corners.
Yeah, but you can still hit it and still hit it hard.
Yes, you can. If you do, you will die.
Yeah. And they're not in the same class either, so this battling isn't really helping anybody. But that's the nature of the beast of multi-class racing.
Absolutely. You can't... Oh, Morgan's trying to clip the grass a little bit through turn 6 and 7. You don't want to be doing that. You'll be around very quickly. Dan Sasulski's having a move on Scott McCracken.
Yeah.
So he's up with the pros now.
Although 13 seconds behind them, but yeah, from last to 8th. Wow.
Yeah, 45th on the grid, just with the way it all gridded everybody at the end that get times on. 45th to 8th place. Not bad.
He's a bit quick, is Sasulski, isn't he?
Yes, but we've seen him lead from the front so many times, and we've seen him fight for wins. So this is a different scenario we've seen him in, and he's not let us down.
Oh, Andrew Langham's service has caught up from Ronnie Gibbons.
Yeah, and Gibbons has dropped off the back of Sylvia Moraine, and Moraine actually gap to McCracken and Moraine is only 8.5 seconds, so he is catching. 4/10 last lap. Whether he's got him long enough with just over 20 minutes to go, I'm not sure. But Moraine can't afford him. McCracken, sorry, can't afford a mistake.
It wouldn't be enough at that pace, but I mean, so much already has happened, let alone can still happen. So another thing to keep an eye on. Oh, Matthias has got company. That's Robin DeVille that's caught the back of that AM battle now. And again, Robin is a Pro-Am driver. Oh, Matthias, keep it on the road. That curb has already bitten people. Oh, Kleiber's had a problem. Oh, haven't you just? What on earth has happened to the 342 BMW? Okay, that's an unusual route. He felt like the grass over there needed some mowing. Oh my goodness me! That could have gone so horribly wrong. Oh my.
Yes, indeed.
And whilst all that happened, DeVille's gotten ahead of Matthias.
He has. He's interrupted the AM battle for the lead, and neither of the two will appreciate that, I don't think.
No, indeed. So that has given Domino a bit of breathing space. Again, Domino does not have to let DeVille go, and may well opt to not just let him by. If nothing else, just to give him a bit of a buffer to Matthias. Absolutely.
And Matthias is going to hope that DeVille gets past Domino in an awkward spot to cost him time. But that might not happen. Oh, by the way, Morgan Valene and Craig Parsons back at it again. Rapid, but they've got to be careful because I've got Ivo Costa.
I was going to say, that's Costa, yeah.
Yeah, Costa's coming up to lap them. Yeah, they're getting out of the way.
Oh, that was close.
Barely out of the way from Craig Parsons. He did what he could.
He left the car's width and no more.
Yes, I think I've had to give a little bit on the apex just to make sure. But you can't say they didn't get out of the way because they did. They
still maintains their position though as Valanaise is still.
Rallo Luke and Kenny Martinson, sorry. They're side by side into turn 1. Rallo made a little mistake there through on the exit of turn 2, entry to turn 3.
Oh wow,
cost him a little bit of a time.
That was a good move there from Kano. He jumped out the very last second, and then the V3 Porsche gets very, very squiggly coming through the centre S's. He's still with the 220 Ferrari. That is for 14th overall that they're having a fight for. And Domino has lost that spot to DeVille.
I don't think he cares about the spot to DeVille.
No, that was a slipstream manoeuvre into turn 4, but that's given Dom a 1.5 second gap over between himself and Matthias now.
Yeah, Matthias is going to hope to try and get back into the slipstream before they get back to that that back straight, because otherwise he's going to start losing out if DeVille can pull Domino forward. Got McCracken, Silver Marine still cashing for 10th lap at the minute. Again, not enough at the minute, but he's getting there. He's trying to bring that gap down, and that alone might be enough. That pressure knowing someone's catching you.
Yeah, very true. Evan Imre's right with Andrew Langham's service now. He gained another 3 seconds, but Evans gained a second on Andrew Langham's service in the last 2 laps. Now right with the geodesic 214 BMW. So there's a big old scrap for 12th overall. That is fourth in the Pro-Am class. and Gibbons is only 1.7 further up the road. So if Evan carries on, well, I'll say that Ronnie was actually 3/10 quicker than Evan was that particular lap. So Ronnie could start to close back in on Silver Murray. You just saw the Porsche disappear out of the shot. So that battle between Gibbons and Marine may not yet be dead.
No, it's I'm interested to see what can happen in these final 10 laps, maybe 11 laps or so. Obviously, it's a timed race, so we may certainly lose a lap towards the end.
You will not catch us out again.
we're ready now. But it all depends on this man, Jawad Karoni, who is looking untouchable at the minute. Although last lap, both Enormous and Mike Skeppers were faster than him. Barely, but they were faster than him.
He was half a tenth, yeah.
Yeah, but he is leading this. He is leading it comfortably at the minute.
Very, very much so. 13.2 seconds is his lead between himself and Klima. Who's that ahead of him? Can't quite tell. Must be Jürgen Kleimer?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yes, of course, the last guy on the lead lap. Bit of a clue. He's lapped that's up to 21st. He's lapped. Yeah. Wow.
He's on some serious pace rush now. Is Joe Crony? Has he got fastest lap? Yes.
Yeah, quite comfortable. No one's gotten close to that 28.4.
He's got 4 tenths clear, isn't he?
Yeah.
At least.
That's scary quick.
Well, he's still got to go. He's still got to get to the end, and we've seen stranger things happen. So
yes.
He won't be counting that championship extension too soon. Well, who's that ahead of them? Scrapping. That is Regis Lemaitre and Jeremy Rouleau.
Oh, that is Rouleau getting a little bit wide, coming through turn 4, and then tucks back behind Regis Lemaitre.
I would like to sound the. I would like to at this point sound the incident alarm
for
a couple of drivers. One of which is Matty Sibler. I won't tell you what he's exactly on, but he's in the danger zone. As is Marvin Sloman, Ding-a-ling-ling. There are a couple more as well that are getting very close. So they're going to be very careful now.
Oh. Who's that running slowly? Oh, that's Sluman letting Mike through. As Parsons is still fighting with Morgan Valanays. They have been at it for so long. Can Valanays finally get past the PCDC Motorsports Porsche?
Yes, he can. Around the outside of turn 6 and 7. That's a good move.
It's taken a long time.
Oh, Victor Matias and Nick Domino! Victor went up the inside turn 1. I think he tried to go for a dive bomb there and it didn't quite work. Yeah, he went for it.
Wow.
Couldn't get it slowed down though.
Oh, yep. That's a lot of grass being mowed there by Mr. Matias.
It's put him under pressure now from Jeremy Rouleau, although Jeremy is in the pro class, so probably won't be too much of an issue. But it's cost Victor a bit of time now to dominate.
Yeah, but he's lost. Regis Lemaitre, different category again. There's a representative of all 3 classes right there on your screen. Regis Lemaitre for Pro-Am, Jeremy Rouleau for Pro, and Victor Matias for Am. So yeah, that's given Dom a very comfortable gap between himself and still second place Matias with about 3 seconds now.
Oh, another move coming up, I think. Sorry, between Evan Imre and Andrew Langham Service. And Evan 3 cents behind as they go over the crest. BMW v BMW into turn 1.
This is where the slipstream starts to work for the AOR yellow BMW. There he goes. He's committed to the move now. Can he get it slowed down? He did. And he's got it done, but can he defend it now? Because that wobble would have really compromised his exit speed. Looking on the gearbox cam, you can see how the tail wanted to let go. And there goes Evan straight to the defensive line. He's not confident that Langham Service won't have a crack at him. And no, he's safe into turn 4. But now Evan's finally got that move done. He's going to have to hold off. This will be a very good 4th position for Evan.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a slow start as Evan sometimes, and he kind of goes unnoticed. But he hasn't today.
Certainly not. Certainly not. Who should
Silver Murray is pulling away now from Ronnie Gibbons.
Yeah.
Half a second last lap. Don't think Gibbons has got an answer for Sylvain. And Sylvain, if you remember, last week came so close to the class victory, but just lost out to Andrew Langham Service after that great fight they had at Watkins Glen. But he's going to play second fiddle again, I think, at the minute, because he's not gaining. It gets 5 cents again on Scott McCracken. Not enough, not with the amount of laps remaining. Got 7 seconds down.
11.5 minutes to go. There is Scott McCracken in the Mayolet HCR Scuderia 208 Ferrari. What's his last lap with a 30.8? Sylvain Moraine was a 30.6. Nowhere near enough to be close. He's going to have to hope for Scott to make a mistake.
Yeah.
To challenge for the class win. Oh, Langham Service still very close to Evan Imre. That battle's going to go on till the flag, I'd have thought, unless one of them falls off the road.
I suspect so, yes. I hope so, yes.
Yes, absolutely. There's a pro. There's no one really fighting anybody in the pro category, is there?
No, they've got some pretty big gaps now.
It's only taken till now.
It's taken an hour and 10 minutes and 47 laps of this brilliant circuit to do. But yeah, definitely at the minute, closest battle is Evan Imre and Andrew Langham Service. Jeremy Relu and Regis Lamique they're charging their way through the field. Slow Victor is just dropping off the back of them, which is not what he'll want to do, because I think he'll hope that Regis and Jeremy catch up to Nicholas and try and get past him.
Indeed. Nick was a tad slower than Victor Matios by a tenth and no more. Last time around, he's going to need a bit more than that as we approach the final 10 minutes of this incredible race. As Andrew Langham Service has fallen quite a bit off the back of Imre now. He was half a second slower last time around. I think he's facing the same again. Looks like the geodesic BMW has nothing left to give. Well, actually... Oh no, I'm looking the wrong way. I was looking between Langham Service and Kenny Martinson. So yeah, that's another half second, 6 cents of a second indeed, between the two. It would seem that the best of a Langham Service race has probably been run. And there is Ronnie Gibbons. He's got 2 seconds between himself and Evan. And that was a 31.3 from Gibbons. Oh, as he very nearly runs wide at turn 4. So Gibbons could be struggling a bit now. So we'll see if Evan Imre can close in these last 9 minutes to Ronnie Gibbons to claim a podium in the Pro-Ams.
Absolutely, and it'll be one he'll enjoy if he gets it, because he's worked hard for it today.
Yeah.
But he's got to get there first. Instead, he's running out of time. He's got just under 9 minutes to do it. And he's gaining, but he needs to keep gaining, and then he's got to not just catch up, he's got to get past. And those are two very different things.
Oh yes, oh very much so. We will see as the timer continues to count down. We'll see how he's able to manage that. It does actually look like most people are fairly well spread out. Let's have a look further down the field. Marco Zelenika and Darko Nikolin, that is 23rd, and they're not even the same class, but a pair of Fords fighting at least. They are 7 tenths apart, as you can see. Oh, someone got a bit wiggly there. So, who's that behind? There's a Ferrari behind them. That's not Morgan Valanese.
Oh, this is interesting.
Go on.
Regis Lamique and Jeremy Relu are catching Nick Domino, and Victor Mateos at the worst possible time is getting lapped by Joao Caroni.
Oh, yes.
So just as they're catching up to the AM leader, it might work still work for Victor, but he's going to have to try and play this tactically to try and capitalise on Nick getting passed by lapped cars and by cars for position, both overall and potentially by class.
That's the view back from the 307 BMW of Nicholas Domino, staring at Regis Lamique, then Jeremy Relu, and then Jared Caroni and Victor Matios in that order. But go on.
We have a victim.
Marvin Sleeman.
Marvin Sleeman.
What did he do? Let's have
He's
a look.
reached magic number 20.
I gathered, but how? It was more what I was meaning. Where did he do? There he is, the 241 Porsche. Have I gone back in the replay too far?
Oh no, the second to last corner. That was harsh. That was very harsh. Just a little bit before the AstroTurf, which you're allowed to run on. That was very harsh.
Which is exactly what we were talking about not that long ago. Well, it felt like not that long ago. It could have been ages ago. But yeah, we were literally talking about people wandering out there and getting points, and that's exactly how he's finished his race, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will point out as well, Evan Imre within 8/10 of Ronnie Gibbons' bat is slipstream range. I think he's just had a bad run through Evan Imre. I think he's just had a bad run through 2 and 3 and just lost a little bit. But he is definitely within striking distance now. And as soon as he hatches on to Ronnie's slipstream, he's going to make his job a lot easier.
And Ronnie's in trouble because at that pace, Andrew Langham's service can be with him as well. So yeah, that's for the last of the Pro-Am podium spots. And
absolutely.
He's been losing quite a bit of time off the back of Sylvie Marine as well. So Ronnie is struggling now. I'm keeping an eye on Nick Domino. Look at that. Look at Jared Caroni. He's being chased by... Who's on the BMW? It's Jeremy LaRue. It's Jeremy LaRue, sorry.
He just lapped him.
Yeah. I thought... I for some reason, my brain told me Victor Mattios was in the BMW, despite the fact we've been staring at him in his Porsche for I don't know how long. I was like, my God, Victor Mattios is doing well and keeping up with our race leader. But no.
Not quite.
Yeah. Yeah, that could really just... It just depends on how this sequence of corners goes. As to how much time Nick is going to lose.
Not just Nick, but Regis as well. Regis is going to get past Nick before he gets lapped by Jawa.
Yeah, but Regis won't lose a class position until he finds Philippe Gaillard, which is another 25 seconds down the road. So Nick's got more to lose than Regis does. But we are in for the final 4 laps now of this incredible race at Interlagos. Jared Caroni has been the pro leader all race long, started from the top spot and remains at...
Nick does not want to be passed by Regis Lamique, he's decided. This is the worst thing for Jawad because they're side by side, they're battling. He's got to be very careful. And he's not.
Wow. That could have got very ugly.
That was brave. I don't think Alan will be too happy with that. Nick's still trying to fight back at Regis Lamique.
I think he just wants more ammunition. But Sapir's in the pits. Why?
I wonder if he went low on fuel.
He must have done because his car looks fine.
Wow. Hey, it's his first race. Rookie errors happen.
They do. And he's still in there.
He is.
What's happened to... Oh no, Matty Sibler well in, the top... Well, he was in the top 5, wasn't he, of the pros? Now he comes out. He was in there for 30 seconds. He must have had damage.
Do you know what he might be doing? Going for fastest lap.
Possible.
If he's come in and changed tyres...
Well, that would explain the 30-second thing.
It would. He's got just enough time to do it.
Yeah, but he was in the top 5, was he not?
It's an interesting and questionable decision if he has.
Well,
and I'm not sure I understand it. However, if that's what he wants to do, go for it.
Who are we to influence him?
Yes.
Evan Imre!
Yeah, he's really on the back of Ronnie Gibbons now.
Oh, this will be a great drive for Evan if he can do it. I've completely forgotten where he started, but he was nowhere near the top 3 of the Pro-Ams, I don't think.
Evan started 29th.
Wow.
Gibbons started 27th.
So they
Andrew Langham's service started 15th.
Oh, it's not been a good day in the office for him as he's got... Oh, that's not Sapilla right behind him. I don't know who that is. Oh, can't be Sluman. He's out. Is that Daniel Payne? No, it can't be. Canvanike? Yeah, it's Canvanike. That's right behind him.
There he goes. Evan Imre. Regis. No, not Regis. Where'd I get Regis? Rodney trying to go defensive, trying to pin Evan to the inside. He's going to make him go really tight to the inside line if he wants it. But it kind of ruins both of your lines if you do it. Evan taking a wide line though for the switch back through turn 2. Didn't quite work.
He's going to want turn 4 then. He's a little bit too far back though. I would think Ronnie's going to nail himself on the inside line. Oh, Evans making a statement of intent. No, he's too far back. He hasn't got long to do it. It's less than 2 minutes still on the board. Where's Jared? He's just come through turn 3. So, yeah, that's going to be this +1. With... He hasn't got long, has he?
No, he hasn't. He really hasn't. He's got maybe one more lap after this, maybe 2. If he's very lucky, I don't think he is though.
No,
I think one more.
Jared's too far. He won't beat the flag from where he is. So.
As per usual, it all kicks off towards the end. We've got Nick Domino still chasing Regis Lamique with Jeremy Mateus just behind him.
It hasn't really calmed down.
You make a good point.
We haven't had a lull, have we?
I think Evans just blown it. He just ran a little wide at the final corner. It's given Ronnie a little bit of a break. Gonna need something desperate now from Evan.
So where is Jared? There he is.
You're gonna get another lap.
Yeah, he'll beat the flag from there. Well, Jared Caroni will complete lap 52. Lap 53 rather. And to start our final. Evan is too far back. He's 8/10 this time. He's going to get close. He's going to get tense between those two. Pretty much everybody else is fairly...
So worth pointing out. Oh, Evan again. Wide at turn 4 now. That's kind of giving that one away to Ronnie there. Yes.
Sapilla again. He's had trouble. He's slow. He's slowed down along the back straight.
What?
He's not being lapped. He wouldn't have had to slow down, would he?
Shouldn't have. He's just lifted off.
Hey, well, now he's being lapped. How strange.
That is...
Oh, Robin DeVille is having a go at Knut Martinsen for 13th. So yeah, that battle has gone under the radar a little bit.
Zippler's dropping down the order. Where's he gone? Oh, I wonder if he just disconnected.
He's in the pits.
He's down there.
He's in the pits. He's
recovered back to the pits. Shame.
Oh, not an ideal way to have your debut race, but wow, he's done very well.
He has.
Up until the last few laps, unfortunately, and yet he's gone. Oh, Domino Matios. How did that happen?
Oh wow, that's super close, and Caroni's about to cross the line as well.
Yep, there is Caroni to take the win. Can Domino hold on?
They've got another lap yet.
No, they're done.
They're lapped, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're done. They're done.
They're me through it there.
Yeah. Domino did indeed hang on. Oh, it must have been when Dara was lapping them because suddenly Matios was right on the back of Domino.
I bet it was a mix of Caroni and Relu getting past Domino.
And Evans nearly a second behind Gibbons, so they do have to complete the lap. There's no point in me trying to follow everybody through because, wow, up to 15th was a lap down from Caroni. That's over half of the remaining cars. It's about half of the remaining cars, let alone how many we started with. That's unreal.
That was a lot.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. And yeah, so here we are looking at Evan Imre still staring at the back of Gibbons, unless Gibbons has a terrible exit, which he doesn't. It'll be good enough, I'd have thought. He'll be chased home by the AOR yellow. It's going to be close.
It seems a powerful thing.
I don't think it's quite that strong. Well, indeed, the line is quite a way down the road, but Gibbons has got that. Unless he hits the wall, which, of course, he doesn't. And there we go. Who else has still got it? There's Andrew Langham's service. He was a couple of seconds down the road in the end. Oh, Martinson just managing to fight off Robin DeVille for that 13th overall, and they are the last cars on the lead lap. So, your results then. Jared Caroni, an unbelievable victory for him. Well, it's unbelievable. It's not meaning that sound disingenuous, as in by the volume he won by. I mean, it was more what I meant.
Yeah.
Then Klima 2, Marinsky, Escapers. Great effort from Mike there. Costa, Drexler, and Zasolski finishing in 7th from starting in the pit lane. McCracken with a very, very strong Pro-Am win. Moraine 2, Gibbons 3, Imre 4, Langham Service 5 in the Pro-Ams. Then Martinson, DeVille, Luke, Lemique, Rolou, Domino taking the AM win very, very, very finely over Victor Matias, and Kleiber rounding up the AM podium. Then Gaillard, Nikolin, Zelenika, Volonaise, Parsons, Linholt, Sipala didn't see the flag. Who didn't from there downwards? So those that didn't see the flag were Van Eyck, Page, Sluman, Cooper, Myers, Smith, Dove, Norman, Woodford, Hitchcock, Parkinson, McFall, Yardley, Foku, Fletcher, Carbonu, Williamson, Washington, Martins, Pfeffer, and Parkinson didn't start. That's a lot of people that didn't see the flag.
It's a lot of people that didn't see the flag, but the amount of people that got 0 incident points was 2 people.
And they were?
One of them, Jawa Karoni.
Wow.
And the other was Mike Skeppers.
Amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to have a chat to us?
Oh, I'm not even ready. I'm nowhere near ready.
Neither am I.
Let's have a look. Who we got? Oh, let's get our race winner in.
We must. Hello again, Jared Karoni.
Hello.
Wow. If you want to talk about masterclass, that was sensational.
I think I can be pretty happy with this one.
I should hope so.
No off track, fastest lap, and the pole. So the pole and the win. So yeah, I'm happy with this one.
Go on.
Yeah, go. Yeah, I'm just ashamed that Christophe and Dominic weren't there, but yeah, pretty happy.
You lapped everybody up to 15th, and I believe you didn't lose the lead in the pit stop phase either. So there's pretty much nothing else you could have done better in that particular race. Is that just down to practice? Is that setup? Secret? There must be something. What on earth did you have for breakfast?
No, I don't. I just took coffee.
Just coffee.
No,
wow.
I just don't really know. I just downloaded the PDS setup 2 hours ago. Did 20 laps during the AOR practice. But no, I don't know. I just race. I was on my pace and just make it clean, no pressure, and go on.
What can we say? It's words just are not even close. Wow. So next track to look forward to? By this rate, all of them by the sound of it.
What is the next track, please?
Nürburgring GP.
Nürburgring. Okay, that's gonna be close because yeah, I know some. I think Christophe, Dominic, and some other from the top 10 will be very strong on this track. We will see.
I'm only just catching my breath now. it's taken this long. Oh, great effort, Jared. Well done once again, and we look forward to chatting to you next time around.
Okay, thank you.
Who's next, Mr. Stevie?
I think we should do a dual interview with Victor Mateos and Nick Domino.
Oh, good one. Mr. Domino, first of all, AM win, and my God, did you have to fight for it?
Yeah, I kind of always have for these wins, and this is well, the last time I won a race, it was with the picture behind me as well. Oh, that was hard.
Oh man, we spent a long time looking at you, and at one point, it did look like you kind of towards the end. It looked like you were comfortably ahead, comparatively speaking. Considering Victor had kind of, there was a gap, and then Victor was with you, and then there was a gap, and then Victor was with you. Victor was ahead of you, and then behind you, on and on and on. And then I looked elsewhere as everyone was crossing the line, and suddenly you're side by side again.
He was definitely faster than me today.
Oh, really? Someone didn't update the results board then. Oh, incredible stuff, Nick. Were you hoping for a top finish or a win today? Were you confident of that, or it's just a case of that's how the race went?
I was hoping for points.
Well, you achieved that.
I was definitely getting more comfortable with this car than the others. I had the front end where I wanted it, so I could really drive for it. But I didn't expect anything here, and I saw a couple of my rivals being crashed at the beginning, so that helped.
Oh, great stuff. Well done, Nick. And Mr. Matios, my goodness me. If anything didn't say I'm not giving up, it was certainly how you would just keep coming back again and again and again after Nick.
It's all for the audience. All for the audience.
Yeah, it was all for the show.
I was faster, but there is it's not interesting if I pass him, so it's okay.
It didn't stop you trying at turn 1, did it?
I don't know what happened there. I braked early before the usual point, and I still locked the tires, and I went wide. It was with that Niklas. He saw me and moved away, but I don't know what happened. It was strange, but yeah. Anyway, he did well there, and congratulations, he did a really good race. He's very good defending, and well, we know that, and I suffer it.
So, do you have the tail of Nick's car now etched in your mind? Could you draw it from memory now? You've been staring at it for a while.
Yeah, the new car, right?
yeah, that's the one.
It would help if Domino didn't change his car every week.
Yeah, I know.
That's true. He can go back to the Ferrari.
No, did you see my little message on the back of the car?
Oh, I saw there was something, but in VR I couldn't see it.
I have an arrow to the rear camera where it says I can see you.
Oh, damn it.
Excellent.
I knew there was something there, but I couldn't see it now.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So,
King, did you see my front end?
I don't think you're allowed to ask that kind of question.
Did you have any idea how many things we were trying to keep up with?
No, I was just then you have the surprise for next week.
You were very kind in giving me a hashtag or a mention on your previous livery.
Yeah.
Have you done it again? You're going to make me wait. Fair enough. Well done, gentlemen. It is a very, very entertaining race, and good luck for the remainder of the season.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Anyone else, Mr. Stevie?
I nearly. Oh God! I nearly moved you. Domino moved. I nearly moved you out of the combox.
You can. Rather you didn't.
No. We've got Evan Imre and Sarah Dove in. I think we owe Evan.
I think we owe Evan. Yeah, we always speak to Sarah. So there he is, Mr. Imre.
Hello there.
Right there, fella. Wow, what a storm to be. I mean, you drove a really solid race. I'm not meaning to sound patronising, but that was a real stormer, and you piling the pressure on to Ronnie at the end there. Talk us through it.
Oh, it was amazing. I started 28th, and I made quite a lot of overtakes. I think there was quite a few incidents which gave me a few positions as well. But once we got into the middle of the race, I was kind of on the back of Andrew Langham's service, and he had damage, but I couldn't get past him, and then I dived up the inside, and then we pitted, and he was back ahead again, and then I had to catch him back up, and I just seemed to be consistent all the way through, and just kept catching. There wasn't a point in the race where I felt like I was going backwards, which is the first for a long time. And I caught up to Andrew, past him where it was such a dodgy move into turn 1. I was squirming under braking, locked the front tyres, but we just got it done, and then I caught up to Gibbs, and I had a chance in the CNASs to I nearly had them up the inside of turn 1, but they were squeezing each other and nearly hit each other, and then I tried the undercut, but I was way too far to the left to manage that, and that was my best chance. But so slightly disappointed that I didn't get Gibbs, but it was a really amazing race, one of my best, I think.
It was certainly very entertaining for us to keep track of as well. Any other races you're looking forward to, Evan?
Not really. Again, I haven't looked at the calendar properly. Like I said last time, I think, what's the wildcard track? Is that going to be Phillip Island?
Phillip Island.
So we've never really been there in the GTE, so that'll be interesting. So that'll be interesting anyway.
Awesome. Well, good luck for the remainder of the season, Evan. We look forward to chatting to you again.
Thank you very much.
I think we can wrap it up at this stage, don't you, Mr. Stevie?
Fine by me.
Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you alongside us. Thank you very much, Stevie. As always, a huge pleasure to have you in the box with me. And what a race it has been tonight.
Yeah, a little bit more attrition than we usually see, but these things happen at these tough old tracks. It's always an honor to sit beside you and talk over these races. It's always a good use of my Monday evenings. Coming up next week, as said earlier, it is the wonderful Nürburgring circuit with the World Endurance Chicane. That's it. That's all I got to tell you. Maybe a broadcast on Friday, probably a broadcast on Friday. Hopefully, it'll all go well. Keep your fingers crossed for Friday for the F3s.
Indeed. There's lots of racing going on in between then and now, so do check back with us then. Thank you very much, and good night.